What's happening, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome in. It is Monday. What day is today? August 23rd. And we are live. And the fastest comment I've ever seen. Susan, what's up from the Gulf Coast? How's it going? Good to see you. First commenter. I like that. I respect that hustle. Yeah. Happy Monday. What's going on? What did everybody do over the weekend? Give me one thing that you did that was fun or interesting over the weekend in the comments. And we're going to get rocking. We've got a great guest today. We've always got great guests, but I'm just excited with the fast start that she's had on TikTok. I'm just curious to see her sort of strategy. And I mean, she's got freaking like 5 kids, I think, and somehow is managing to like pull off a social media game and build a profitable business. And it's mind-boggling to me, but I love it, and I love the hustle, and I respect it a lot. So if you're here, type where you're tuning in from and let us know. What the heck? Did you do anything fun this weekend? What did you do? And I like looking back on those and just seeing. It's good to know people. All right, so we're going to bring in our guest for the day. She is from Connecticut, and if you can all give me a little like clapping emoji in the chat, that'd be awesome to welcome her on. Jessica, what's up?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing well. So East Coast, you're 10 a.m. I'm 7 a.m. I'm a morning person though, so it's all good. But it is early. 10 a.m. Did the kids go back to school, or what are they up to?
Kids don't go back to school until next week. The older 2 slept at friends' houses last night. 2 of the other younger ones decided to sleep at my in-laws last night. So me and the baby this morning after my husband went to work. It's kind of lonely.
Dang. Yeah. Wow. That's got to be weird. Cool. Well, you've got like you're managing that alone is like probably managing a business. Like I imagine that being like almost like a full-time business situation. How do you okay, so bring us into your world a little bit. Just share with us a little bit about you and the last 10 years, and how did you discover sort of digital marketing, or what sparked the thought for you?
So in the beginning, going back, I had my own aesthetics business. I do bridal makeup, lash extensions, facials, those sort of things. I love doing makeup. I do a ton of weddings every year. And then that's something I'm super passionate about, but it's also something that you trade your time for money.
Yeah.
And then when COVID happened, obviously that's not an essential business as much as I would like it to be. And maybe it's not. So I ended up kind of stopping that. And then we decided to have baby number 5. And so I didn't want to go back to having to trade time for money.
Right.
And I was scrolling on TikTok. My oldest is 13. She's like a TikTok connoisseur. She thinks it's like funny / embarrassing to her that I have a TikTok account, but
Yeah.
So I decided, I was scrolling and I kept seeing all these people make money from affiliate marketing, and I decided to check it out. There was one in particular who she was killing it after just a couple months.
Nice.
And I thought that if she can do it, that I can do it too. And so now here we are.
Dang. So wow, interesting. Yeah. Your oldest is 13?
My oldest is 13 and the youngest will be 6 months and 3 days.
Okay. And she's kind of like, this is kind of funny, but kind of embarrassing. I mean,
great. But
I have a niece who's like just turning 13, and I could almost picture that. Like if my sister was to do that, it'd be like the same exact reaction. That's so funny. But also like every time that I see like a mom or a dad or something who's like kids are like, oh my gosh, my parents on TikTok, and like they're actually like making a good amount of money like you are, then it's kind of like, oh, like this is actually pretty cool.
son is like fascinated by it. that's like one of his favorite questions is, how much money did you make today on TikTok?
Yeah.
That's just one like platform that I use for one thing.
Yeah.
I like Pinterest as well. It's like visual Google.
Yep.
Pinterest is a great one actually. But
Nice. So you're on both of those.
I'm on both of those, and then yeah, I think I'm gonna start. I like to write.
Mm.
A lot of time to write right now, but I think that blogging is a great way to get your affiliate links out there, especially like if you pick a niche that that you know a lot about, and it's something that can help other people. Blogging is a great way without showing your face. People are always wondering, how can I be successful with affiliate marketing without showing my face or making TikTok videos? It's one of the most common comments that I got.
Yep. It's one of the most common questions. I always address that with like I'll show certain TikToks or whatever that people have been able to do where they don't show their face, or Pinterest is a great one for that.
Yeah.
And blogging too. I feel like there's sort of this network of potential promotional opportunity for people if they're like, oh, I don't really love TikTok, or I don't really want to do that route. Then there's this whole like blogging element, and you can tie in your blog with YouTube videos, meaning like you can embed your YouTube videos onto your blog, sort of double up your content that way. And YouTube videos are easily things that you can do without your face. You can edit videos and make very viral YouTube videos without your face for sure. Yeah. Interesting.
And also too, like when you have a blog or you have something like Pinterest, it's kind of like that's in your control. TikTok, like I woke up this morning to a video that I posted about a week ago. It went completely insane. Like 1,000 people shared it. I had so many comments. It was literally just me talking, explaining, how I got into affiliate marketing. It is a real thing, because some people are like, think that it's from fairy tale, it doesn't exist. And somebody reported it. So I'm in like little TikTok timeout right now. They took that video down and I appealed it. It doesn't go against any community guidelines. It's literally just me talking. But it's something that you need. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like start do some Pinterest, do some Facebook, some Instagram. TikTok is just one place. It's fun. You could have all the music, things like that, and do little things that are fun. But but
your point there is super right, that putting like if you have all your eggs in that one single basket and everything, you're going to go through spells and stages in any business where things are going to go away, or you're going to lose a social media account or whatever. I mean, people lose social media accounts for like big companies and corporations. Like this happens to big companies, which is why, if you go into a big company, they're like, we market on every single platform. And like we try to generate customers from every single platform online, because you'll wake up one day and it's like their algorithm picked something up about your TikTok channel or your YouTube channel. This happens a lot. Or the other places that this happens, I mean, Instagram, it used to happen a lot more. With Google ads, it used to happen. In fact, even with blogging back in the day, people would rank on Google, then Google would change their algorithm, and suddenly they had all this traffic coming, and then boom, it was kind of gone. So it is this diversification thing that really helps. And I think that building out something that starts and works in the beginning, I think the big mistake that a lot of people make is once they hit that roadblock, like you did, where they wake up and suddenly like one of their videos is gone. People sometimes assume that like that's the end of the game or the end of the story or something. Like people for the last 5 years have got their ad account shut down on Facebook. Here's a good example. And they'll come to me like a year later and be like, well, I can't advertise on Facebook. My ad account got shut down. And I said, did you appeal it? Or did you ask them why? Or they said, yeah, but they said it's final. And I said, well, Facebook always gives you a canned email that looks like it's from a human, but it's actually not. It's from an AI robot who says it's final. And then if you continue to appeal, it eventually gets pushed to a real human who looks at it and says, oh, this guy spent $5 on ads, and it's like for a dog chew toy. Like, this is clearly totally fine. And then they give you your account back. But a lot of times when people hit that roadblock, it's like, oh, this is the end. They're never going to let me advertise again. And it's a difference in mindset of like, the entrepreneur's mindset is like, I will bend the world to my will. And the sort of employee mindset is there's some godlike figure up above who tells me what I can and can't do. And I must, their word every time is final. And it should
do that. You have to learn and adapt. And there's other ways, like you have to be resourceful if you're going to.
That's a good word, resourceful. Yeah, it's really true. I also feel like the other thing about, when people get going and they start seeing some results, what happens is, for instance, what you said about blog. Now, I don't think you're going to stop making TikToks, but some people do. They hit this point where they've got a little success, and then they're like, well, I got this hiccup with TikTok. I'll get my account back, but I'm going to start blogging, and I'm going to get on YouTube, and I'm going to get on Instagram, and I'm going to get on, they start running paid ads and all this stuff. And suddenly their focus is so clouded that the TikTok the TikTok routine that they got into, or whatever it is that they're doing, the TikTok routine that they got into suddenly suffers, and they go from 3 pieces of content to 2, and then to 1. And then they're like, man, I'm just not getting any traffic from TikTok. But they sort of lose sight over time of how their routine is really gone by the wayside. And they just, what once was a real massive traffic and profit generating system for marketing for them sort of just goes away. And they're like, I don't really know what happened I just kind of stopped, And I think that a big thing is like, don't stop what's working.
Yeah. You have to be consistent on TikTok too. Like you have to post, like even in the beginning, it was hard because everyone starts from the same place. You start from 0. You have 0 followers, you have 0 videos. And I mean, in the beginning, I go back sometimes and watch some of the videos that I first posted. And I do one of these of like, oh my goodness. You're like, I don't know, shy, you're not as confident. But then as you and you get consistent, post your videos multiple times a day, you get comfortable with it and you realize that, hey, it's not so much about like worrying about if my 15-second video is perfect, or there's times where there's a small child running by me and I'm like, wait a second, I'm trying to record something. It's right. You can make it work. If I can make it work, literally anybody can make it work.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I think what was super interesting to me was, so what was that super viral video that got taken down? When was that posted? Around like the 17th or something?
I posted it on the 16th.
Yeah. So you had a day where you had an insane day. And I was just looking at the numbers like, okay. So that makes sense. So that video probably was viewed how many times?
It was viewed 62,000 times and was 1,000 and had like almost 5,000 comments. And it's literally just people asking like, how do I start? Because I'm not like that's one thing is I'm not like a fluffer. I'm not going to tell you you're going to make $1 million in a month because that's not realistic. Yeah. But it is realistic that you can turn this into a profitable business if you are consistent and you take what you learn from the challenge and you apply everything. Yep. It could work. It could totally work.
Yeah. And you've had a sort of exponential result as compared with a lot of people, but I think it's still, and I'll just give a disclaimer, like, I just want to say, like, the results that Jessica's got aren't typical. So if you're out there watching, like, you shouldn't expect the same results, but I mean, you've done over 10K in like a couple months. And I would say from like what I've seen from other marketers too, is if you're consistent, you at some point you land a super viral video. Typically, not everybody does, but then like when that happens, things start to really go and really take off. And like Ryan is a guy that he's going to be on the Wake Up Show later this week or next week or something. And he had the same experience. It was like 45,000 views and just tons of comments. Video gets taken down. We had it with a person on maybe a week or two ago on the show, and they got it back, but they had actually already recreated the video. It went viral again, and then they got their original video back, and now it's like they've got this, it's just happening on 2 of those same videos.
Yeah, and it's just, if you're just honest with people, like that's all it is. It was just me honestly explaining how I got into this, why I got into it, and that's it. Like, I don't know. I just, as long as you're like, if you're trying to like fluff things up and stuff, people see like right through that. You just have to be honest and genuine about it.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. What's your content creation like? When do you get the time, or what do you do to make the time for this, and how does that work?
So I get up early in the morning every morning.
Okay. Like how early?
I usually get up between like 5 and 5:30. And then I usually like do my mom things, the unloading of the dishwasher, switching the laundry, all those fun things. But then before the kids get up, I sit down and I check my emails and I make some TikToks and I respond to any comments or emails, or because another thing too, like everybody always says, you know, you're promoting a course on TikTok. I'm promoting something that I believe in because it could help other people. And so I have people who email me asking questions, how to set things up, how to, you know, and I just take that time in the morning, try and respond to everybody, help them. And then throughout the day, I have a few minutes here or there. I mean, they're 15-second to a minute videos. It's not, even if you record them and go back and edit them later or stick them in your drafts, or sometimes when the baby's napping and the kids are at camp or playing or whatever, I'll sit down and I'll make like 6 or 7 videos and save them in my drafts and then just post them throughout. I try and keep some so that if I don't have time, because sometimes there's days where I just don't have time. And then I post them. Just like I said, just try and be consistent. I try and do at least 3 a day.
Dang, that's crazy. That's
what makes the difference with your videos getting out there, and then TikTok changes their algorithm like every day. I don't know. It's crazy how often.
Yeah, totally. And that's part of the game. Is like there isn't this static sort of algorithm that never changes. That's actually in the definition of an algorithm, is that if it's an AI learning algorithm, then it's always going to be changing and adapting. But that's also part of like marketing and business, is like your business doesn't really stay static. You're like, things don't really stay static ever in anything in life, but especially not in marketing, and especially not online marketing. But I do think that there's an element of which I see sort of two styles of marketers. One is like, I need everything in a formula, like, and it can't change because I just need point and click. And then there's other, like, you fit into this other category of marketer who's sort of ready and willing to adapt even when it's hard. And that's part of the success, is like really identifying what's changed, what's adapting, what are people saying on my videos, right? And learning sort of what's the algorithm doing. And even in, you know, having a really hyper viral video be taken down, still the same thing. It's like, you're still going to have to adapt and change, try to get that video back, maybe recreate it somehow, you know, see what you can change in it. But there's so many different ways to think through that and to overcome it.
Your email list is very important.
Yes. By the way, how big is your email list at this point?
It has about 7,000 people on it.
Okay, so I mean, you just started like marketing pretty hard like 2 months ago.
Yeah, so I took the challenge in May, and then we went away to Disney for a week. And then a couple weeks after we got back is when I really started. It was like the third week of June.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 months. That's insane.
Just cracked like basically 2 months. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that might be a record or close. I've seen some other people get a list pretty big like that, but you're killing it. I mean, you really are. And kudos to you for having created really good content. I think, when I look through your channel, I see a few really key videos that probably drove a lot of that growth, but it's those key videos, like those are the types of videos where I can tell you've really investigated other people who have been successful. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, if they get hyper viral like views from a video like this, mm-hmm. okay, let me put my spin on this. Let me see if I can create something similar to that. And we do that all the time. Like Drew and I at Legendary, like we make channels all the time, and Drew's got one right now that's exactly what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody kind of posts the same lines of stuff. I mean,
yes.
How many different talks and ways can you explain all of this? It's just putting your own spin on it and trying to build an audience that's tailored to you. And that's why your followers are important, because they follow you, because they enjoy your content. They want to hear what you're saying. And from your followers, they go to your email list, and then that's how you convert them into customers.
Yes, totally. And it doesn't always, it doesn't always work every single time. No. It's a trial and error thing. And it's also, there's just certain times even that like I had one random person who, just happened to post a video at 1 a.m. and like,
TikTok is active overnight, I will tell you, because I wake up sometimes in the morning with a ton of people who have put their email in, and also a ton of people who have gone on Legendary.
Yep.
Overnight. Late night videos and early morning videos are like what I found to be the most opportune times.
Wow. Interesting. That's super interesting. Yeah. So again, like with everybody who's here, like, one of the things that you can do is you could easily create a spreadsheet, right? So we keep spreadsheets, for instance, of people's different channels of videos that do really well. Yeah. So like we hunt and investigate and like we do research, and more so just for the fact of like being able to have other content ideas that we can create and figure out. And so what happens is we create this spreadsheet, and I hadn't thought of this till you just said this. So this is a good idea. Is you can have a column that says like post time, right? Mm-hmm. So what time was this posted in the day? And then what day was it posted? So you can start to see trends about like weekends, or, do I post at 2 a.m.? What about weekends?
I feel like weekends are not that great.
Really?
Monday through Friday is like, for me, is always good. Saturdays, they like start to like lag a little bit, but then come Monday, it's like right back.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Interesting. That's super interesting. I feel like tracking that kind of stuff would be interesting, because a lot of times what people do is they'll just ask somebody like, hey, what's the best times to post? Mm-hmm. And then some random person is like, I don't know, 9 p.m. And then they think like 9 p.m. is the golden time to post, and they keep posting at 9 p.m. The truth is, like, you probably live in a different time zone. You probably live in a different area.
Everybody's 9 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah. So that's interesting. I also know people who live like in Canada, or people who live sort of close to the United States who have VPNs, and they'll use a VPN and post in Los Angeles, mm-hmm. and then use a VPN and post in Connecticut or whatever. I don't know how much I would recommend that, but it's dicey. Yeah, for sure. So So you're doing that. You're also, I mean, do you have other things you're doing? Or are you pretty focused on affiliate marketing right now? Are you starting to do more makeup stuff? Is that totally off the table?
No, it's not totally off the table. So I have a lot of weddings from last year because of COVID that transferred to this year.
Nice.
I stopped advertising. It's like strictly word of mouth. I try and just do like, I don't know. I try not to do too many because the weekends, it's a big weekend commitment. And to my two older ones play sports, and that's always Saturday and Sunday. And I don't like to miss that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to get away from that and just kind of focus on this.
Cool.
Thankfully,
awesome.
My husband has a good career, and I can be with the kids and still do this, and it's nice.
That is nice. And it's also just cool that, like, yeah, isn't it cool to have something that you can just do at any time during the day, wherever you're at?
I don't like to sit still. Like, people are like, you have 5 kids, how do you do this? It's because I always have to be doing something. Like during COVID, I think I reorganized my house I don't know how many times. I don't know. I don't like to sit still. I have to be doing something, on the move. I don't know.
Yeah. That's fun. I like that. I like that a lot. That's fun. Cool. So if there's people here who are here today who are, let's just say they're here today and they're a little bit still wondering, like, man, I don't know if I could pull this off, or for some, maybe they've been in it a month or two. They're creating content about dog training or whatever they're creating, who knows? What would you say to those people from what you've learned about your experience creating content and, everything, going through the challenge, creating content? You sort of have this deep belief that I can tell you have a deep belief in yourself and about yourself and your capabilities. You have just a lot of energy, and that's awesome.
You have to be consistent. Like, don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Pick something that you're passionate about, that you enjoy, that you can talk about, you can answer questions about, something that's going to help other people. And something you're passionate about, people will pick up on that, and people will start to resonate with you. And just consistency is my biggest thing, I think. I think that's really it. I have to take a 2-second timeout because that small baby just woke up from his nap, and I'm gonna.
Well, we can wrap. I'll let you go. Go take care of that little thing. We're all good. I'll wrap this thing up, and thank you so much for coming on.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. See ya.
Bye.
Sorry, she's got to get back to that little baby. So the baby will be fine. Well, anyway, it's not that important that she hang out while her baby's getting. So cool. Well, guys, thanks for coming on to the show. Thanks for tuning in live with us. Go follow her. She is killing it. She is crushing it with some of the fastest growth I've seen in quite a long time. If there's any doubt that TikTok is not working or whatever, I think she just destroyed all of that. And if you just tuned in or you just joined, watch the replay of this. You'll be able to see the replay of this within just literally within a few minutes of us ending. Go give her a follow at AffiliateMama02. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow, same time, same place. And let's rock it.